those are pathogenic microbes. Those pathogens cause all kinds of problems, as we know. But if you're feeding an alkaline oxygenating diet, which is a diet high in uncooked foods, particularly plant foods, which are alkalizing to the body and oxygenating to the body, then those swingers will swing to the light side. And so you have a large degree of control over what's going on inside your body. It's the environment. Okay? And it's important to understand this about these microbes, because microbes also exist in other places in nature. And by the way, just for those of you that want to hear about this, those microbes inside the body, they will, when you feed them, they eat stuff, and then they basically poop inside your body. They emit waste, and that waste will go into the bloodstream, and it will affect the glands in the body, the endocrine glands, which are like master controllers in the body that secrete thousands of different hormones for regulating thousands of different functions in the body. And those microbes will emit this waste. It'll hit the glands, excite the glands, stress the glands, and then throw your hormones out of balance. And it will go into your bloodstream, and it will go to the brain and alter your brain chemistry. So you get mood swings and energy swings from this, depending on what you're feeding these microbes. So if you're feeding them sugar and cooked food and grains and pasta and bread and McDonald's double cheeseburgers like I used to do. I made a vow once upon a time to never give up McDonald's double cheeseburgers. I love them. They're like candy. I used to go to the McDonald's drive-thru and I had the whole, they had like this Ronald McDonald relief in the bricks, and I had the whole thing memorized. It's still etched in my mind. They were like candy to me. When you're eating that kind of stuff, it acidifies the body, and it creates this whole environment where those microbes swing to the dark side.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
When they're swinging to the light side, they're still emitting waste. But that has a different effect because it's...
It has a different effect because it's flushed out of the body. When you're acidifying the body, what happens is that kind of environment also is conducive to nanobacteria. Some of you guys might have heard David Wolf talk about nanobacteria. They're just extremely small bacteria on the scale of size of individual atoms. And these nanobacteria, they're like little clams, they're like little mollusks, and they create calcification in the body. So when you got a low oxygen, high acid environment, those nanobacteria start taking over, and they build reefs in the body, just like an oyster bed. And that is what calcification is. And so you see calcification start occurring. What happens is cell membranes will become calcified, and they will become less permeable. They'll harden up and stiffen up, and in general, structures throughout the body will start hardening up and stiffening up. And therefore, nutrients can't get into the cells to feed them, and waste can't get out, and then you get accelerated degradation of cells. And we call it aging. But in fact, you can turn that around. You can reverse that by alkalizing the body, detoxifying the body, getting those nutrients back into the cells. But you've also got to get the nutrients into the cells in a specific format, because they won't go in there. You can't just take it, like you can't grind up oyster cells and eat it and think you're going to get calcium.
So you can't see this nanobacteria with a regular lab microscope?
No, you cannot. It's on the order, it's on the scale of the size of individual atoms. These things are extremely minute. That's why they haven't been discovered until recent years. They're extremely minute. But if you want to read more about it, there's a book called the Calicum Bomb. You can check that out. Very interesting book. And by the way, I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of resource information, so get ready for that. Okay, so you've got this calcification going on, and these microbes, they basically, when you have the proper environment, they make everything work properly. You don't have the calcification, nutrients can get into the cells, waste can get out, everything operates properly. And when the pH of the body is right around 7.365, which is just slightly alkaline, all that works optimally because the blood can transport the maximum amount of oxygen and nutrients into the cells and pull out the maximum amount of waste through the lymph system. Okay, so that's in essence. So these microbes also exist in soil. And ultimately, all of these nutrients that we bring into our body, whether we're getting them from plant sources or animal sources, ultimately they come from the soil. And really they come from the sun. But they get from the sun into the soil. So you've got microbes that live in the soil. And these microbes, they eat rocks. And they break them down into small particle sizes that plants can take up. Now, plants can't suck boulders up through their roots. they can only pull up certain particle sizes up through their roots. And it just so happens that they can only pull up particle sizes of minerals that are either individual atoms or just a few atoms bundled together. Those are known as monoatomic or microclustered elements.